7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. What we do here is go back.
Hey everyone, Steven Jensen here with Jessi Davin in audio form right here as well. Welcome to our SummerSlam and NXT predictions. This is going to be interesting considering I hadn't really watched much WWE lately, so we'll see how this goes. We'll get into the predictions here in a second. We're going to give away some stuff for WrestleRumble.com. Before we get into everything, Jessi, how you doing? Hello? Can anyone hear Jessi right now? She just texted me. She said her stuff is glitching. So we're going to give Jessi a second. While we're trying to figure that out with Jessi, let me read out a couple super chats because I know we had some before the show started. We had, let's see here, I know Corey sent some. So we had a super chat from Corey right at the top of the show before we got started. Says, sending lots of love, prayers, and positive vibes for everyone in the chat. Jessi and Steven and your families. Just got a lot going on. Hope the chat will be great. Go Lashley and Roman. Thank you very much for that, Corey. And he also sent another one plugging Jessi's OnlyFans, which is onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. Says, thank you, Steven, for all you do at Fightful. I appreciate that very much, Corey. Always good to see you in here, man. And then Kenny the Bastard with the super chat. I'm a depressed Kenny today. We'll talk about that in a second, Kenny. Jessi is calling me back. Let me see if I can get her on here. Can you hear me, Jessi?
Yes.
Okay, let me make sure that you can see me as well.
Sorry, my computer's like freaking out.
No, you're good.
It's still on. It's like, are we still live?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. Can y'all hear Jessi in the chat right now? Let me know.
I called on my phone.
I wonder why I don't have the option to screen share for you right now. Because you can't see my screen, but you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Let's see if the chat can hear. I mean, they should be able to hear you.
I mean, I just saw that Kenny, that bastard, gave us a super chat.
Yes, it says I think he means I'm A to press Kenny today.
Yeah. It's working, so I can see the chat. But I can't see the screen.
Yeah, I for some reason Skype's not letting me screen share with you. I don't know why, but
Let me allow incoming video because I can share screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can hear me, we're all right.
Yeah, we're good. I don't really need to see anything, so.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, for anyone who's in here, just kind of confirm that you can hear me and Jessi okay, because we're obviously having some technical difficulties at the moment, but yeah, how you doing today, Jessi?
Doing good, man. School has got me hustling and bustling, super busy. Like, oh my God, like I've had no time to do anything else, which is it's kind of nice though, because it's like time is going by really fast. But yeah, so my kids in school, oh my God, mornings here are chaos. It's just me getting her and the baby ready to walk to school. It's nuts. It's wild. It's like, but it's crazy chaos. But yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Good deal. Let's get a notepad set up. We are doing a contest today, y'all. I read out Corey's super chats a second ago while we were trying to get you figured out on the Skype thing.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
So, and he basically just plugged your OnlyFans and said, we all have a good day. Hope our families have a good day. All the normal positive Corey stuff.
Oh, Corey, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Wow.
Kenny says, Jessi lagging, Nick Khan budget cuts. Does that mean she's lagging like you can't hear the audio when like you're hearing it later, or does that mean just like the stream was lagging? I think it means the stream was lagging, because I don't know why you'd be lagging your audio. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
At this point. But Kenny, thank you very much for another super chat. We appreciate that.
Kenny.
We can basically for the Wrestle Rumble contest today, y'all. Let me get it pulled up on the screen so you can see it. So for everyone watching right now, we got the SummerSlam Pick'em contest over at WrestleRumble.com. The first place prize is $1,000 cash. Second and third both get $100 each, so $1,200 total available right now at WrestleRumble.com. We're going to be giving away one free entry for that, and whoever wins the free entry is going to also get. We're going to throw you in the hat for this belt giveaway. So we'll give you one entry to the belt giveaway as well. They're giving away 3 full-sized, real-deal replica title belts. They are all the Winged Eagle Championship belts with different colored straps, doing the same but the mini versions for second place prize. So the way we're going to do that, as normal, we are going to, if you send any super chat of less than $10, we're going to put your name in the hat twice. If you send any super chats totaling more than $10, then we'll put your name in the hat 3 times. And if you just say in the chat you want a shot at the Wrestle Rumble contest, just say Wrestle Rumble in the chat. That'll get you one shot. Basically, we take all these names. At the end of the show, we put them in a random name generator, hit the button. Whoever pops up is going to get a free entry for the SummerSlam Pick'em contest as well as the belt giveaway. So we should already have, I know Corey's already sent us $20 worth, so we're going to throw his name on there. Sorry, go ahead, Jessi.
I was just doing math.
So that'd be 4, because he's already $20, so that'd be Sorry, 3 and 3, 6. So I'm going to put Corey on there times 6. We've got Kenny on there times
3.
3 for the 2 less than 20, 2 that total less than 10, plus the 1 for just saying his name, basically.
Yeah.
So with Kenny on there 3 times so far. Anyone who just
No,
says
wait, 4.
4.
No, never mind.
Either way, you're getting a lot of names on there, y'all. Sorry it's so scuffed today. We're trying to get this all figured out. So yeah, we got some people in there already. We'll pick your names at the end. If you send any more super chats, make sure we'll make sure to put your name on the list, and also make sure to read out any questions you have, any predictions you have for SummerSlam, for NXT, all that good stuff. It'll go up on the screen. You'll hear it on the audio form of the Fight Talk podcast tomorrow as well. But yeah, so basically, me and Jessi are in the same kind of boat. We're like not been the biggest WWE fans lately. There should hopefully be some good stuff for this weekend, but as far as predictions go, I'm going to be going based mainly on who kind of I like better, because I don't know the stories that well, if I'm being totally honest. But that's where you guys come in. If you want your voices heard, send us those super chats. We'll make sure to put them up on the screen. We'll read them out. Any predictions you got, anything, even if it's like AEW related, because obviously a lot of good stuff's going on there, or anything else, just let us know.
For sure. Yeah, I know. What's been funny is I've been falling asleep. I've been so tired from like the day. I've been falling asleep during wrestling shows. I was even falling asleep during Dynamite, but it kept waking me up. So.
Oh yeah, Dynamite was awesome last night.
Oh, it's so good. But
then tomorrow,
CM Punk Day.
Ooh, that's gonna be nuts. And they put Daniel Garcia versus Jon Moxley on that show. I'm so pumped. So pumped. All right, well, as far as SummerSlam goes, let's knock out these predictions. This will be probably a pretty short podcast today, y'all. So once again, super chats, send those through YouTube. Donations, the links are in the description. Donations and super chats work the same exact way. We still make sure to prioritize whatever you send our way, and then also make sure to give a thumbs up on the video if you're watching right now. That helps up the channel a lot, and also subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah.
So the first match we'll start off with here, we got Nikki Ash, or ASH, or Almost a Superhero, versus Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. So I read on Twitter that I guess Nikki Ash has just been like losing a lot since winning the title, it seems like.
Yeah, thanks. It was the whole gimmick was her having like dumb luck.
Okay, so yeah, I just can't speak on any of this. What you've seen, has it been good, frustrating? I mean, like, does anyone care?
I mean, Charlotte Flair's been good.
Well, that's not a surprise. She's awesome.
Yeah. But it's been, for me personally, it's been frustrating because like the whole thing with Nikki Ash was, you know, she always wins with this like almost dumb luck. You know, that's kind of like her superpower. And now they're just kind of like making her look like a fool, and it's just the gimmick's just not getting over as much as I guess they would have hoped, which stinks for her. But so it's kind of like, I don't know. It's pretty. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. Like, I mean, Vince McMahon seemed to have run with this gimmick like full steam ahead. So I don't really know if he wants to continue that or let it die or what. I mean, who's up first? Are you up first?
Yeah, you can go first. I just don't care.
Yeah. What if Vince wants to go balls to the wall with this whole Nikki Ash thing? Then it makes sense for Nikki Ash to win with dumb luck. She's been down on her luck, and maybe she can somehow get her luck back. Somehow, I don't really know what she could do. But if I'm booking it purely for preference, I would like to see Charlotte Flair win, just because I like chaos.
Yeah, I mean, if it's my personal pick, I'm going to go Charlotte every time. I always pick Charlotte on Wrestle Rumble, like, pretty much no matter what. So, for my Wrestle Rumble predictions, and for the sake of this, I'll probably go Charlotte again. Like, the only reservation I would have with Charlotte at all is the weird situation going on right now where, like...
Yeah.
Like, Andrade, AEW, Ric Flair, clearly probably heading to AEW. Came out with Andrade at Triple Mania, Charlotte was there backstage at Triple Mania instead of going to a WWE house show that she was advertised for.
Right.
So who knows how this is all gonna play out? Like, will the WWE just keep giving Charlotte the title over and over again in hopes that like that'll get her to stay, or do they start seeing the writing on the wall and they're like, damn, we're gonna wind up losing Charlotte. Like, we might as well start making Rhea and Nikki the most that we can. So.
Well, they've got Becky coming back soon too. So.
Yeah, but Charlotte's a big hit. If they actually lose her, that's huge.
Yeah, that's
a huge get for AEW if they can get her, which I think they will. So yeah, I'll go Charlotte just because I always pick her. Like, I guess Nikki could win via. I mean, as you've explained, she has superpowers, but those powers seem to be just winning on accident. I guess.
Yeah.
And then Rhea Ripley, like, I feel like if they had serious plans for her, they wouldn't have treated her the way that they have up to this point. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It should be interesting. It'll be a good match. I mean, it won't be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know enough. I just don't know enough about what they've done with Nikki Ash. I don't know anything about this character outside of just seeing. I saw her win the
Money in the Bank.
Well, I saw her like cash in the Money in the Bank. Yeah. And that's all I've really seen of this. It just screams, don't watch this if you're over 5 years old to me. But like but like that's just, you know what I mean. That's just so where I'm at with it. There's all right. I'm gonna go Charlotte Flair. You're going Charlotte Flair as well, or Nikki Ash?
I'll go Nikki Ash to be different.
Okay, so yeah. Moving on. This one, I'm actually looking forward to this match. So we have AJ Styles and Omos versus RK Bro, the team of Randy Orton and Riddle. I saw that like Orton, I guess, RKO'd Riddle a couple weeks ago, but
yeah, and then he got mad, and then they made up and they hugged.
Okay, so I mean, the match itself I'm interested in because AJ is still one of the best wrestlers in the world, like regardless of what company he's with. Omos is, still promising. Savannah, you heard about this match, and she's like, yeah. Omos is promising because, all the things we talked about before on the podcast, like, I'm interested to see what they do with him and how athletic he actually is and stuff, because he's huge. I mean, there is something they might be able to do with that guy. It's just hard to really know, and they've set him up perfect with having AJ be his mentor and stuff. Like, they're setting him up for success, so we'll see where it goes. And then Orton and Riddle, like, Riddle's probably my favorite thing on Raw. And then Orton is just OG at this point. I mean, he's a legend. He is what he is. I feel like I've seen Randy Orton a trillion times do the same thing a trillion times, but at least this Riddle stuff is something different than what he's done really before. So I think the match will be good. Like, I think AJ is going to work great with Orton and Riddle. I think Omos is going to throw Riddle around. Like, Riddle will make him look really good. He might even get some offense in on Orton, which would make Omos look good. Especially, like, if Omos pinned Orton, that would be huge. But my prediction is that Randy Orton and Riddle actually win the tag team titles. What about you, Jessi?
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think that one of the two pins AJ.
Really? That could be true. I was thinking more along the lines of Randy Orton just turns on Matt Riddle again, just because.
Yeah.
And maybe he does, like, after they win. I don't know. I was thinking that AJ and Omos retain and Randy Orton just goes psych to Matt Riddle, leaves him down and dirty. But, I mean, they could win because I really do, honestly, I really like RK Bro. I think it's, like, one of the funniest, most dynamic kind of tag team things that they've had going since AJ and Omos. So, I want to see them keep going with it. But obviously, it's like, when is Randy Orton going to turn again? Or they could have Matt Riddle turn, which would be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know enough about the story to know, like, what direction they're really headed in. So I'm just going based off of, like, I hope it's a good match. I mean, I feel like RK Bro must have some momentum to it if, like, I'm so out of that WWE loop, but, like, I still feel like I see a lot of social media stuff about RK Bro. So I feel like, strike while the iron's hot, and then they can turn on each other a little bit later down the road, maybe. But
Yeah,
So so I'm gonna take RK Bro. You got AJ and Omos.
yeah, I'll take AJ and Omos to be different.
All right. Next match we got. Sorry, I keep hitting you with these. We'll get you a good one here in a second. Actually, I'll go first on. Actually, there's some of these matches just aren't great. I'll give you this one. This is better than the one I was gonna give you, and then I'll take the bad one. We have Alexa. Sorry, I'll do that one. We got Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. How do you feel about this? I don't know anything really about Veer and Shanky outside of a clip I saw on Twitter of Drew McIntyre with the giant sword, looking like he was gonna attack these guys.
He can use the sword in this, right?
Can he? Is that a thing?
I thought, for some reason, that was the thing. Maybe not.
I mean, it just says here singles match with Veer and Shanky banned from ringside. So.
Okay.
Yeah, who do you think wins this one?
Drew McIntyre, and he's got to use the sword. He's got to cut off a limb of Jinder thing. I mean, that's the only way this works. I mean, I just don't care. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't. He comes out there with the dang sword, and then he puts it away and wrestles, and then he uses it again. It's like, come on, man. You have a sword. Logistically, if you're guys, use the damn sword.
It's funny because that sword also, he started coming at people with that sword right after Nick Gage was on AEW the Pizza Cutter. I kind of feel like that was hand in hand. WWE was like, "Oh, y'all got pizza cutters? Well, we got freaking swords.
We got swords that light off fireworks."
Oh, because he sword in the stones it when he comes out.
So weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Drew McIntyre also, just for the record. Jinder's just never done anything for me, so I gotta go with Drew.
Yeah, same.
I have no idea where Veer and Shanky came from. I am not aware of them from the indies or any. I'm just very out of the loop. I mean, admittingly so, but.
Kenny, that bastard. Drew has to win by sword fatality. Yes,
there
Kenny.
You go.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my God, Kenny, you're also only a few bucks away from another Wrestle Rumble entry. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kenny. Thank you. So yeah, we're both taking Drew. That would be a hell of a fall for him if it's
dude,
you carry the company on your back throughout COVID, and then they take the belt from you, and everyone's like, all right, well, he'll get it at WrestleMania against Lashley. At least they'll give him his moment in front of, a stadium full of fans. And then he doesn't win. And then now it's
I don't know. Bobby Lashley's fate may not be as good.
Oh, I know. We'll talk about that in a second. But I just feel man, if you get, and then if you end up losing to Jinder on this match, it's oof. Oh, that's not good. So anyways, Throwback, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Always good to see you, man.
My chat is super behind, so.
All good. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Up next, this is the match that I spared you from having to pick first. We have Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie.
Oh boy.
So I've seen one thing about this feud, and it was the doll winking at Dewdrop. Yeah, I mean, this is I'm sorry, y'all, but Eva Marie, I haven't seen her wrestle since she's come back, so I don't know if she's improved, but this just doesn't seem like it's gonna be good. And Alexa's probably gonna use magic, or the doll's gonna attack Eva Marie or attack Dewdrop backstage or something. This is just gonna be lame in my opinion. But I'm gonna take Alexa Bliss as my prediction. What about you, Jessi?
I want Lily to steal Drew McIntyre's sword and hold Dewdrop hostage backstage, and Dude, it would totally make sense. And Alexa's just like sitting in there laughing, and the doll makes Eva Marie submit so that she won't kill, or I shouldn't say that, shouldn't off.
It's the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I think this is all just building to like Lily and Chucky, right? Like in her WWE ring.
Oh God.
Because I see those commercials all the time, like Chucky on USA Network.
Oh, is that what it is? Ew. I don't know. I'm over this. I'm ready for Dewdrop to turn. Let's hope that happens. Alexa Bliss wins.
Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. I remember, just for the OG fans out there that like WCW back in the day, Chucky actually has some experience because he actually feuded with Rick Steiner a little bit, like back
way.
Yeah, back when it was like Bride of Chucky or whatever was coming out back then. And so Chucky like was on the Titan, or not, they didn't call it the Titantron, like the big screen Titantron type thing WCW had, and he like cut a promo on like Rick Steiner or something.
That's serious.
Yeah, so he's got a little experience. So I think we could see Chucky versus Lily in a. I mean, if we're being honest, like, is Chucky versus Lily in like in some sort of pre-recorded match really that much more ridiculous than like a final deletion type thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it really that much weirder? Not really. I mean, it just is all what it is. So I'm taking Alexa Bliss, and it sounds like you're going the same.
Yes.
All right. Moving on to
Add
another.
Paul to Wrestle Rumble.
What's that?
Add Paul Townsley to the Wrestle Rumble.
Paul Townsley. Oh, he's asked how you get a Wrestle Rumble entry. Well, you said Wrestle Rumble. That's how we're going to get you one. We're going to put your name on the list, Paul. And at the end of the show, if you send a super chat, if you send a super chat of less than $10 or totaling less than $10, you get another 2. If you send more than $10 total, you get 3, and then another 3 for every $10 past that you go.
Yep.
So yeah, but you got one shot in the entry right now just by saying Wrestle Rumble in the chat, and the names will go up on a list. I'm sure you've been here before for this, Paul. We just put every name on a list generator. The name just randomly will pop up on the screen. That'll get you a Wrestle Rumble entry for the Pick'em contest for SummerSlam, and also an entry for the belt giveaway, the raffle they're doing as well. All right, the next match we got here: Damian Priest and Sheamus. This is for the United States Championship.
This was together.
What's that?
I think this was randomly put together because Damian Priest was still feuding with Miz and Morrison, and then he just randomly decided to come out during Sheamus's promo.
Okay. So that's the build up for this?
Yeah.
This will probably be a solid match. I mean, Sheamus tends to overperform, especially in big matches, especially when he's out there able to wrestle somebody that's gonna hit him really hard back. So this could be interesting. Both guys are pretty big, but both athletic.
Just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Damian Priest I've liked him since his days as Punishment Martinez. I haven't seen much of him on the main roster outside of the Bad Bunny stuff. So I don't know how he's looked, but I'm assuming, it's I don't know how Sheamus is done as the champion, but I'm going to guess they'll probably put the belt on Damian Priest. I guess, really, why not? If you want to actually at least try to attempt to kind of make a new star. Sheamus has been there a long time. Sheamus is still really good at what he does, but, we've seen it a lot over the years. Maybe Damian Priest can bring something different to the table. So I'm going to take Damian Priest to win the U.S. Championship. What about you? Oh, sorry, this was yours first, wasn't it? I'm sorry. I'll give you that. You're gonna get better ones than I am, though, so we'll make up for it.
Yeah, you're good. No, I agree. I think Damian Priest gets the win here. I think Sheamus, he's got that broken face. He needs time to heal. I think it would be good for him to just kind of take a breather. doesn't really hurt Sheamus because Sheamus is so established as a fantastic wrestler and he's so respected in the company anyway that I think a loss here would probably benefit Sheamus more than a loss would benefit Damian Priest because Damian Priest is working his way up. And I think Damian Priest is great. I think they're both talented. Like you said, they're huge. They're big, athletic guys who can do very athletic things and are very impressive in the ring. I think this will be a really good match. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Sheamus, like you said, always delivers. Damian Priest, enjoyed him in NXT, enjoyed his stuff with Bad Bunny. And his feud with The Miz and Morrison, it's not been good, but he's made it work. And I appreciate that. So the guy's got talent. He's got charisma. He's got the ability. I would love to see Damian Priest as the United States champion, and I'm going to go with that.
Perfect. So we both got Damian Priest there. After that, you're up first here. We got Edge versus Seth Rollins. These are both wrestlers that I mean, Edge is one of my favorite wrestlers, ever. And Seth Rollins is one of my favorite guys in the last, decade or decade plus if you go back to Ring of Honor. So how do you feel about this match here, and who do you think wins, Jessi?
Ooh, this one's tough. My heart says Edge, but my mind says Seth. Because it makes more sense for the younger guy to get over, like the passing the torch kind of thing. But at the same time, you have Edge there, who's seeking out his revenge against Seth, and it could be the antithesis. But then again, I don't know who I want to win. Who do I want to win? I want Edge to win. I just don't like Seth Rollins' drip gimmick. I'm going to go with Edge just because I want this whole drip thing to end. Has
Edge, won anything big outside of, the Royal Rumble and a couple of the Orton things? I know he got pinned at WrestleMania, him and Daniel Bryan, but has he done anything since then?
No.
Okay, I'm going to take Edge then. Because I feel like they need to establish him as a winner. Because if all he's really done since he's come back is win the Royal Rumble but lose at WrestleMania, he needs to get a win. I mean, the Orton stuff was back and forth. I can't remember who ultimately won their big blow-off match. Orton won the greatest match ever or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Edge because I feel like he probably needs it if he's gonna be around even part-time going forward. Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild because we see what AEW did with Christian, and it's that could have been you, Edge. Edge had offers from AEW when the WWE wouldn't clear him, and right when WWE found out that Edge had offers from AEW, they cleared him and got him and put him back on TV after 9 years. Yeah. And now Christian's having the run of his life. It's man, it's good to see both these guys thriving, but I just, once again, just because it's WWE, I just don't care as much about what Edge is doing. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna take Edge. I think this will be a really good match though, and this is gonna be a mark out moment for Rollins. I mean, I'm sure Rollins was a big Edge fan coming up and everything, so
sure.
So that's cool. But yeah, so I'm taking Edge. You're taking Edge as well? Or did you go with Rollins?
Yes. I'm going to go with Edge.
Oh, an Edge. Next one, we got Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I'll let you do this one as well because I did back-to-backs. So, is this match going to happen? I saw a bunch of stuff on social media about how it might not happen.
Well, we don't know exactly what it is, obviously, what's going on, but, unforeseen circumstances, what they're saying. Make of that what you will. Apparently, I literally this morning listened to Brian Alvarez say that they were cleared and good to go for Saturday. So it's gonna happen. I mean, at this point in a rematch with WWE's 50-50 booking, I feel like you have to go Sasha Banks. And then she'll just lose it in the rematch because that's what Sasha does. She never defends her title. So I'm just going to go Sasha Banks just because, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me to have this feud keep going beyond the WrestleMania match unless they're going to, and for Sasha to have this big return after being gone. It doesn't make sense for her just to lose it, especially with Bayley being injured now, which sucks. But I'm going to go Sasha Banks.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, everything you said. Because, like, can they top the WrestleMania match? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, the WrestleMania match wasn't, like, the best match of all time, but, like, for
But it
what
was good.
Yeah, but for what it was, like, I mean, like, that, it was really more about the moment than the match. It was, like, the fact that it was the two of them, and it was the main event, and, like, they were getting, like, their respect and everything. Um, the match itself, once again, it was very good. Like you said, it was a very good match. But like my point with that though is like there is room to where like this match could be better. I don't think it'll be as big as a WrestleMania match because that was once again WrestleMania main event. That's like the biggest spot you could have in the company. So maybe they can go out there and have an even better in ring match together. Which I think would be great. I mean, I'm a fan of both these women. Like I like both of them a lot. I think this will be good. But I'm with you. I'm just like I don't know. It's like you already had a WrestleMania main event. You know what I mean? Like this can't be bigger than that. The match might be better, but like this can't be bigger. So it's like, do you keep the belt on Bianca because you already had her go over Sasha at WrestleMania in front of more people. Like, more people are going to watch WrestleMania than SummerSlam. So it's like, so do you go back to Sasha and then, like you said, they're going to 50-50 everything anyway. So, like, Bianca will probably wind up winning it back eventually. And then if Sasha loses, what do you do with Sasha going forward? Like, if she keeps getting these titles matches and losing to the same person, she'll get kind of lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
So...
Throwback's got some good input in the chat lately. Shout out to Throwback.
What's he saying? Let's see. If Sasha wins, could set up Becky versus Sasha versus Bianca. If they set Becky up due to trademark that WWE did, could set that up for the fall.
Or like autumn.
I mean, if Sasha wins, that could also just straight up set up Sasha versus Becky.
But then I'm gonna get lost, like you said.
Well, I just don't know, like, if WWE cares or not about that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I have no... Because it's, like, with, like, Rhea, I think that, like, the experiment's over with her. Like, she'll still be in the mix, but, like, I don't think she's going to be the champ. Like, they did what they were going to do with Rhea, and, like, I don't think she's going to hit, really, that top spot. Bianca, I think that, they should keep pushing her. But I don't know, like... I mean, in WWE's mind, well, in realistically speaking, Becky versus Sasha is a bigger marquee match than anything they could do with Bianca right now. It's just the truth.
Yeah. Is the name.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is, like, sacrificing somebody in that situation that could be a name with them. Like, if they kept pushing Bianca, she could be, a year from now, 2 years from now, her versus, Becky would be huge. I mean, it'd still be good if they did it, like, now, but, like, Bianca just... I mean, once again, Bianca's very solid, but she's not on the same level as Sasha and Becky and Bayley and Charlotte and them. Like, from a public perception standpoint, she's not on that same level yet.
But with time, it could happen.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, WWE, are they going to, like, have Bianca they're going to keep pushing her and, like, set that up long term? Because, like, here's the thing, like, AEW, that's probably what they would do. Like, AEW would stick with Bianca and keep building her and, like, make her into on the same level. But when I'm thinking WWE, I'm thinking more like they're just seeing immediate dollar signs. They're like, okay, who's going to make us the most money right now? Sasha versus Becky.
The Nick.
Yeah. So I'm going to take Sasha for those reasons. I'm taking Sasha as well.
Cool.
But personally speaking, I would like to see Bianca retain because I think it would help out Bianca. But so we both got Sasha there. The next match we got is the WWE Tag Team Championship over on SmackDown, which is the Usos defending against Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, who I guess they had to have won the titles from them.
Yes. They did right after the whole debacle.
Oh, that's right. It was right after the DUI situation. I mean, once again, I just don't know. I mean, I would just keep the I'd keep the belts with the Usos and just keep running with the Roman thing. We'll talk about Roman and Cena in a minute, but like, I gotta go Usos. Like once again, but it's the reason it's so hard to make these kind of predictions is like what you've already said. Like they 50-50 so much that like logically speaking, you should be looking at this and being like, the Usos win again. Like they beat them the last time. They have the titles. The story with Roman is great. All these things just keep rolling with the Usos. They've won the titles so many times, but it's like it still matters if they have the titles for a while. They're not just like hot potatoing back and forth. But knowing WWE, they'll just have the Mysterios win again, and then like the Usos will beat the Mysterios like later, and they'll just keep kind of going back and forth, and nobody will wind up getting elevated. At the end of the day.
Right.
So I gotta go with what I think logic is. I'm gonna take the Usos. I think WWE logic, the Mysterios probably win, but I'm going to go like actual what I like about wrestling logic, and I'm going to say the Usos win. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Usos. I'm not really a fan of them hot potatoing these tag titles back and forth. I don't feel like it does them any good. I feel like, even though they do it a lot, it makes no sense to me because I really don't want this feud to continue. It needs to be fresh. The Usos need something different. I'm going to say the Usos retain.
Yeah, so we both got the Usos there. It will be a really good match. I mean, Rey Mysterio is still great.
Kenny, that bastard. Usos retain because family Vin Diesel.
Yes, that's super accurate.
That's so true. Thank you, Kenny.
Yes, that's hilarious. I still need to see Fast 9. I haven't seen the new one yet.
I ain't seen one. I've never seen one of them in the movie.
I'm sure I told you I just watched like all of them like last month. Like I had only seen the first 3, and then I wound up like watching all of them up until the most recent one, all within like a week. They're not very good movies, by the way, but it's like once you get deep enough, it's just like, all right, let's just keep going. Like what winds up happening? Let me get the full story here. Up next we have, this one's me and then you, I think, right? Was this one me? I already forgot.
You went last time.
Okay, so I'll give you the option. Would you rather talk Cena and Roman or Goldberg and Lashley?
Goldberg and Lashley.
Okay, so that's what we'll talk next. Jessi, what are your thoughts on Goldberg versus Lashley? It's for the WWE Championship. And what do you think about like this match actually happening? And then who do you think walks away as WWE champion?
Okay, first of all, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate the fact that Goldberg can just walk in at any time and say, I'm next, and automatically get a championship shot. I think that's BS. It's super annoying. I would like this match to happen, and and I'm not even going to like go there. I'm going to manifest a Bobby Lashley victory. What? A Bobby Lashley victory. And Goldberg gets squashed to oblivion.
Oh, wow. So you think Lashley, like, Goldberg's Goldberg?
Yes. I don't know. I'm just trying to manifest it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably what most fans probably want to see. Yeah, this is a tough one to... Sorry,
yeah, you
guys.
You want to kill a live crowd, like the biggest crowd they've had since the pandemic started.
But it's also like you could say the same thing about like, would you want to kill a live crowd at WrestleMania 30 when like Brock beat the Undertaker, but like they made up for it with the Cena the Daniel Bryan thing at the end. Like the end of this show is definitely going to be Reigns and Cena. Like that's going to be the main event for sure. Now, granted, I think we'll get to the picks after that, but I think regardless of who wins Reigns versus Cena, the place is just going to be going nuts for that thing, especially their entrances. But yeah, the Goldberg and Lashley ones, it depends on how you look at it. Like Lashley or Goldberg, his whole situation right now is like the last little bit of his career. The stuff like, you know, he's like squashed Ziggler and he squashed The Fiend, and The Fiend's not even there anymore. Mm-hmm. And but then, like, he loses to McIntyre. That was his last match, right? Was the loss to McIntyre at WrestleMania when he was like, or was it maybe not WrestleMania?
It was. Was it the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, maybe it was the Royal Rumble. It was the one where he was like, "Yeah, you passed the test." It was like, what? You're the test, like.
Well, no, I was giving birth, so I didn't even watch that.
Oh, okay. So that's the one. Like, McIntyre beat him clean with a brogue kick, maybe like 3 brogue kicks or something, or not brogue kicks, claymore kicks, and then like Goldberg like got up after the match and like shook his hand and was like, "You passed the test."
What?
It was like, oh, like, okay. So Goldberg is the standard.
Ew.
I mean, I've said it before, and I won't go on a whole tangent on it, but, like, I love Bill Goldberg. Like, you know what I mean? Like, huge WCW fan, grew up in Atlanta, Jewish, the whole deal, right? Like, I love Goldberg. But I don't even want to see Goldberg on TV anymore. So, like, if I don't want to see this guy anymore, nobody wants to see this guy anymore. So, like, I can only imagine how everyone else, like, I have, you know what I mean? Like, to make me uninterested is, like, which I'll talk about for the NXT predictions here in a second as well for some of these. We'll kind of rifle through those. But I have some more thoughts about that, where it's like, if you can make me not care about this, that's pretty impressive. Paul Townsley with a super chat says, I think Bobby Lashley is going to win because Goldberg has a too-much contract and he's already fought once. That's a very good point to make. And I was kind of heading there with my thoughts on Goldberg, because that's part of the issue is, like, I don't think the WWE, I think in hindsight, the WWE probably feels like they made a mistake with this Goldberg contract. Because, like Paul just said, they've pigeonholed it to where he's only going to wrestle a couple times a year. And he doesn't look like the old Goldberg. Like, he's old, he's, like, knocking himself out in matches, bleeding on the way to the ring because he's, like, headbutting the door on the way out. Like, this is an old man, you know? He's not, the perception of him is not what it was in the late 90s. It's not even what it was when he came back and he beat Brock Lesnar. And because that run was awesome. Like, when he beat Brock, beat Owens, and lost to Brock at Mania, it was, like, that was perfect send-off.
Yeah.
Everything since then has been just more and more disappointing every time you see the guy. That said, he is the biggest star on the show outside of Cena and Roman. Like, as pathetic as that is, he is the biggest star. Actually, I'm sorry, he's the biggest star outside of Cena. I bet you if you asked 100 random people on the street, if you know Bill Goldberg or Roman Reigns, way more people are going to still know the name Goldberg.
Yeah.
That, once again, that said, I just don't think you can put the title on him. If he's not going to have any more matches the rest of the year, and he already looks this bad, I don't know why WWE would want to sign him to more matches. Like, I feel like Lashley has to win.
Yeah, I see that back. That Gold for the match, Bobby, you passed the test.
Yeah, exactly. Kenny, you just got yourself another, with that super chat, I think you hit $10
Yeah,
there.
he did.
So you just got yourself another.
And then Paul gets 2 as well.
Yes, Paul, we'll get you on there. Boom, Paul got you a couple more.
Well, they've done the whole thing with his son. Maybe his son costs him the victory.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I forgot that his son was a part of this story. His shirtless son, who's now like a man in 4 years.
Yeah. Y'all forgot like what 5 years will do to a child.
No, that's a really good example of like exactly what you just said. Like that really is like, it was mind blowing when I saw that kid in the crowd. Like I saw like tweets about him or whatever. I was like, wait, no, that's the same. Like that was the little shirtless kid from a few years ago. What the hell?
Well, I mean, to put it into perspective, when that storyline was going on, Scarlett was like a baby, and now she's in grade school. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, I know. It's just when you're watching wrestling, you don't think of it as linear as a time being so linear like that. So.
Yeah, because most of the wrestlers generally will look pretty similar throughout most of their careers. But their kids, yeah, you don't think about that. Because, I mean, even, like, Dominic, like, I remember it was, like, yesterday when it was him, you know, being, his custody was on the line against Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. Like,
Right?
so I'm going to take Lashley as my prediction. Would I be surprised if they put the title on Goldberg? No, because I couldn't believe it when they did it with The Fiend. But part of my logic is, like, if you're going to have McIntyre beat Goldberg, you got to have Lashley beat Goldberg, too. And
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious, Kenny. The whole you pass the testing. That would be so funny if, like, now Goldberg's gimmick is like he, instead of a winning streak, he loses every match and just tells his opponent afterwards that they have passed the test.
That's so funny. What's that?
Corey with the monster super chat.
Thank you, Corey.
Yes, if you want to read that, Jessi, I'm gonna go ahead. That was another 20, so you're gonna get another. I mean, you're really getting to a point where, like, you're probably gonna win this. This puts you at, it's another 20, so we'll do another 3 and another 3. You already had 6, so you got 12 names on there now.
Thank you so much, Corey. It says, thank you, Jessi, for being an amazing best friend. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Corey, for being so cool.
Yes.
I hope Kane. Yes. Steven, thank you for being a great friend. Lots of love to you all. Haven't seen any of the Fast movies. Me either, Corey. I'm glad I'm not alone. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, Corey. And
Goldberg, Professor Gimmick. Go, yes.
Goldberg can be like the new Barry Horowitz. They were both Jewish. Barry Horowitz used to wear the Star of David on his trunks. See, that was the thing. That's why I like Goldberg so much, was because up until that point in wrestling, as a kid, the only, like, there were Jews in wrestling, but they didn't have, like, Jewish gimmicks. The only one that kind of did when I was growing up was Barry Horowitz, but he was a complete jobber. Like, he always lost, and he was known as the jobber of the World Wrestling Federation. So when Goldberg came around, it was like he didn't wear a Jewish star or Star of David on his trunks, but his name was Goldberg. Like, it was like, dude, this is like, that's as Jewish as it gets. You know what I mean? It was like, this is the Jewish hero for me in wrestling. And now it's like, you know, now he's kind of becoming Barry Horowitz. Like, if the rest of his career is just him losing, it's going to be the same kind of thing, which would be kind of funny. We need more Jewish representation. Right now, MJF is our guy.
That's right.
MJF and Paul Heyman will forever be our guy as well. But
yes, always.
Yeah, MJF's got a Star of David tattooed on him, actually, like, kind of like
really?
on his ribs. Yeah. But yeah, all that said, it's good to have representation out there, right? Like, whether it's Jewish, African American, any kind of ethnicity, background, or religion. It's cool to see. It's cool to see all the diversity out there. But my point is, you have Goldberg, who I just don't see. You can't put the title on him again, right? Like, as mind blowing as the WWE's booking has been, like, even they have to know this would be a bad idea. Because let's say Goldberg wins, hypothetically, then what?
Then he loses to someone. I don't know.
Well, I know, but it's like, do you, like, it's like you spent all this time building Lashley, all this time building McIntyre, like,
right?
Who
and
do
then
they have?
They can't do it. They can't. I don't want them to. I refuse.
The only person I could see doing it would be like Omos, if they wanted to, like, mega push him. But
that would be cool.
It would be, but he's not ready yet.
No, he's not. Not even close.
So yeah, we're gonna both take Lashley. I just hope the match is decent, and I hope that Goldberg doesn't make a fool of himself out there.
Doesn't give himself a concussion before the match.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. The funny thing is, like, if I watch this show, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch all of SummerSlam. I have no idea. But, like, I'll be marking out for Goldberg when I see him. I'm saying all this stuff, but, like, the 8-year-old kid in me, when that music hits and he breathes the smoke in and exhales it on the ramp, like, I'm still gonna be like, all this stuff I've said just goes out the window, and I'm gonna be like, spear and jackhammer this dude, Goldberg.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna take Lashley, but yeah, that's tough. And then after that, main event time, Roman Reigns and John Cena, WWE Universal Championship. Now, one thing I want to just mention, because I don't want to forget, is so a big part of the Cena storyline is him winning the title again. It'd be the number 17, which would put him
Ahead of
Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even if they did that, I think it's possible. I've said this on other podcasts. I think it's possible that Ric Flair wins the NWA title again.
Oh.
Because he looks like he's trying to wrestle. And
he does. Right.
The NWA has booked themselves into a corner with Aldis as the champion for over 1,000 days. Because they have not built a clear-cut successor within the NWA to beat him for that title. And I think it's possible that Ric Flair beats Nick Aldis for the NWA title, and then Kenny Omega beats Ric Flair for the NWA title.
Hmm.
And the reason that I say all this is because I think that would be the funniest thing ever. If John Cena won this match, got number 17, then Ric Flair went out there and got number 17 also, and then WWE had to somehow explain why John Cena needed another title win to have the record again. Because then they'd have to explain to the audience that, like, Ric Flair, who we let go, is out there actually wrestling still and winning championships in other companies. And I don't think they would want to ever bring that up. So... oh my god. I'm taking Roman. I am taking Roman.
Yeah.
I think Roman has to win. Like, you just got to keep mega pushing him as much as you possibly can. But, what do you think, Jessi? Do you think, like, you got to keep going with Roman? Or do you think John Cena comes back, gets this title, and even if he winds up losing it within a week or something, back to Roman Reigns? Like, do you think this is more about getting Cena that title win? Or do you think it's more about establishing Roman and continuing his mega push?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, until, the whole, excuse me, until the whole Ric Flair debacle happened, I really didn't give it a second thought. I said Roman Reigns. They're bringing Cena back, pop a rating, get some notoriety for SummerSlam, this is not even pay-per-view buys anymore, but, just get some notoriety. The network wants it. I mean, my God, basically this feud didn't officially start until Cena signed his name on a contract that wasn't even his. So, and the promo game was fun, but, so what, really? It all comes down to what is more important to WWE right now. Is it the head of the table storyline, the bloodline storyline, or is it pettiness? And to me, I don't think that pettiness would be above this Roman Reigns storyline. I think it's really important that they maintain the integrity of the head of the table, Roman Reigns, for a very long time, until WrestleMania, really. And I think it's really important. I think you are never, ever, ever going to hurt John Cena's push, ever, by anything you do. John Cena is John Cena. He's charismatic as heck. He's great. He can play up a crowd like no one else. He's super talented. John Cena taking a loss hurts him not one iota, but it hurts Roman Reigns quite a bit. So I'm going to go Roman Reigns. I think it'll solidify Roman Reigns. I think it puts him over. And I think Cena goes back to making movies, making billions of dollars.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Gel with a question in the chat, basically asking what it would say about the rest of the NWA roster if a 75-year-old Ric Flair came in and beat Aldis for the title. Trust me, I get that. The problem with the NWA isn't necessarily the roster itself. It's been a really, really, really bad booking. And, like, Tyrus, for instance, is their TV champion now. And Tyrus is probably the worst television wrestler on the planet right now. Like, if you're, like, bell to bell, he might be the worst wrestler on television. And he's the television champion for the NWA. Nick Aldis, I like Nick Aldis, actually. I like him more than most people do. But he's had the belt for over 1,000 days. And the only people in recent memory that they were building that had a shot, well, one was Marty Scurll, and obviously that's not happening for a variety of reasons. I think he was going to be the one to beat him before all that happened. So then they had to pivot, and it was like, okay, so you have Trevor Murdoch, who they did a really good job of building, but then they had a really stupid story as to why he didn't win the title belt. And then the other person they had been building was the Pope, D'Angelo Gennaro, who had the TV title. And it's a thing in the NWA, after you defend the TV title 10 times, you get a world title shot. And he was like right there. And they were behind the Pope. Like, it was like if the Pope would have beat Aldis for the title, that would have been a good story to go with. Instead, Tyrus beat the Pope before the Pope could get the title shot. So, like, they're just in a position where they have not built anybody within their own company to do it. And I think whoever beats Nick Aldis is for that belt is probably going to be from outside the NWA, which is a real shame, because when you have a title run that long, it really should be used to establish people within your own company. But that's why I kind of default to the Ric Flair option, because it's like he would get another title win. Flair clearly wants to wrestle. I mean, for a 75-year-old man, he's in incredible shape. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
given his.
yeah, exactly. Especially given his medical history and stuff. Like, I saw a picture of him flexing in the gym the other day, and I was like, this dude's got bigger arms than like half the WWE roster still. Like,
Dude's ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, this is once again, health comes first. Like, if he can't get cleared, or if they're like, you might die if you go do this, like, I don't want to see Ric Flair die in the ring. Like, that's not at all what I'm about. But if he gets cleared and he can wrestle a couple more matches, like, because the thing with all this is, like, people would just give it a pass because it's like, it's Ric Flair winning the NWA title, and the nostalgia would just be so huge that I think people can overlook kind of the limitations that Flair would have. Against Kenny Omega, Kenny would make him look like $1 million. Like, he'd be flopping all over the place for Ric Flair.
Oh yeah.
You
see the way he sold that kill switch on the chair?
Yeah, that was perfect. That was like honestly, that was one of the only reasons why I didn't mind Christian winning that match, was because I was like, you know what? If Kenny's gonna get beat, like, we saw him get beat, but like, I mean, he went head first into that chair. Like, I mean, that should beat anybody. So, yeah, it's wild. It's wild the time we're living in. But I feel like, once again, you just got to go with Roman Reigns. You just got to, I mean,
yeah.
He's by far the best thing you have on a full-time basis if you're the WWE. It's not even close. So, don't ruin that. You know? It's easier said than done when it comes to WWE, unfortunately, but just don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Because Cena's not going to be around for long. Like, he will go back to movies. He's an actual celebrity now. You know? Keep building people all you can. Before Roman gets too big and leaves also.
Yeah, right.
Corey with another super chat. Thank you very much, Corey. Says, Raven and Paul Heyman are Jewish, and Shelly Martinez. I knew about Raven, Scott Levy. I did not know about Shelly Martinez, though. That's interesting. Thank you, Corey. Make sure to pop another... I'll pop another one of these on there for you.
Or two?
Two, yeah. He's at 14. Man, Corey, you are really stacking the deck for this pick'em contest raffle here for us, which I love, because you support the channel and you should get more chances to win. I know you've already won 2 entries. You might not have been in the chat when I announced it, actually. I need to message you the information, but you'll get all of it together at the end of the week. But you won 2 entries into the belt raffle already, Corey. So you could potentially get a third today and a pick'em contest entry. So that just goes to show y'all, people who are supporting the channel, gives you a lot of chances to win free stuff from us. So thank you very much, Corey. And to Kenny, your name's going to be on there 4 times. Paul's name's going to be on there 3 times as of right now. So, you know, you still got a shot, Paul and Kenny, and anybody else who's in here right now. We got about 10-15 minutes before I got to bail. But we're going to, like, rifle through some NXT pick'ems. So if you have any more super chats, it gets more chances of you to get your name on the list for Wrestle Rumble. And also, if you just want your predictions read out, you know, now's the time to do that. Super chats and then the donation link is in the description below. Both work the same way. So NXT. This is a show I haven't watched really since the last TakeOver. I do like the match lists for the most part. We'll do some predictions right now. I'll actually start off at the top and we'll work down. Walter and Ilya Dragunov. This match was probably my favorite match under the WWE banner last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was on NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably, like I said, it was probably the best match on any WWE brand last year, in my opinion. If you're like just straight up bell to bell, hard hitting, just wrestling. Dragunov, see, this is another one for this match. Dragunov is in a position where, like, well, let me start with Walter. Walter's in a position where, like, he either needs to be the champion or needs to leave the WWE. So it's like, he's in a really tough spot because he can only be the NXT UK champion for so long. But the second he gets moved to Raw or SmackDown, he's toast. So you want him to keep the belt because you want to keep seeing Walter being Walter. But at a certain point, similar to the Nick Aldis situation, at a certain point, like, Walter has to put somebody over to make this all worth it. So Dragunov would be a good option. Like, I think Dragunov and Tyler Bate are... Walter, Dragunov, and Tyler Bate, in my opinion, are the best three wrestlers on NXT UK.
Without a doubt.
Tyler Bate has had the title already, but he could win. I mean, if he beat Walter, I wouldn't be mad about it. He's doing great with the Heritage Cup currently.
Yes.
Dragunov, he'd be a damn good option. He really would be. But so it's really hard to call this because it's like, is the time now for Walter to drop the belt? And if it is, Dragunov's probably the right guy. But if not Dragunov now, I don't know what they're going to do. Unless they're going to have Walter carry the title for another, like, year, which is totally possible. This is a really tough one. This is the hardest one on the show for me to predict.
Hey, this is really hard.
Because Walter's looked damn good at TakeOver also. Like, he beat Tommaso Ciampa with a chop to the chest on the last TakeOver. Like, they have made Walter a monster on NXT UK. I'm going to say Walter retains again. But, like, this is, like... this will probably be the best match on the entire show, in my opinion. So...
Hands down. Completely agree. I'm going to go Walter, too.
Yeah, I love that matchup. That's going to be a hell of an opener if, like, they start the show with that. After that, I'm assuming the main event's going to be Cole and O'Reilly, so we're going to talk about that one last. The main event, we have the NXT Championship, Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe. Jessi, who's your prediction for this one? We got Samoa Joe returning to the ring after being let go and being a commentator and all that stuff. And Karrion Kross, who is completely unstoppable on NXT, hasn't lost in over a year, hasn't lost ever on NXT, but he's lost on Raw a few times. So where are you at with this and who wins?
I'm going to say Karrion Kross's time is up. He's going to the main roster to be a jobber. I think Samoa Joe wins. I don't know, just to be fun. I think Samoa Joe is the best. I don't like Karrion Kross, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a house divided over there for you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't even know. Michael. He's gonna... Is Karrion Kross still your favorite?
Her favorite match too.
Oh, even though he looks like an ass on Raw.
There's a he beat.
Oh, he lost to Jeff Hardy in his first match.
There's a reason.
He's letting it play out. Sounds like Michael's letting it play out.
Okay, so he's still his favorite. I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe also. The main reason is, so Joe wasn't in the company, and they rehired him, and you know he probably got. I mean, I've talked about it before. That's a whole other thing, but like Samoa Joe could be debuting in AEW right now with CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and like revolutionizing wrestling. But he must have had a real incentive to go back to the WWE. I don't want to speculate on like financials and all that stuff. Like I'm sure like he's WWE for the right reasons, but like I think part of that had to have been them pitching him winning the NXT title again. Like it being like, hey, we're gonna bring you to NXT. You're gonna be the one to beat Karrion Kross, and then you'll be the face of the company for a while, similar to Finn Balor. And I mean, Samoa Joe's already been the NXT champion twice. He's already been there, done that. I just don't care. It's so sad. It's so sad that I've gotten to a point of not caring about a guy like Samoa Joe. But, like, I don't think this match is going to be particularly good. I'm going to take Samoa Joe, though. I think Samoa Joe wins the NXT championship. And then, like you've already mentioned, Karrion Kross becomes a jobber or, like, a mid-card level dude for Raw or wherever, whatever brand he winds up on full-time. And that's, that'll probably be the fate of Karrion Kross. So, and Samoa Joe's going to be in NXT purgatory for a while. Like, he'll be the champion, but, like, no one's going to really care that much. Now, the other thing they could do, if Karrion Kross retains, if the main event goes the way I expect it to, I could see Kyle O'Reilly beating Karrion Kross for the title. But they'd have to do it, like, really soon. Like, it'd have to happen on, like, the NXT show, like, this Tuesday. So that'd be the only other option. Either Samoa Joe beats Karrion Kross on the pay-per-view, or Kyle O'Reilly beats Karrion Kross for the title, like, within the next couple weeks. So, because they got to get the belt off him.
Interesting.
Yeah, he can't be showing up on Raw and losing to Jeff Hardy and Keith Lee and stuff with holding the... I mean, I know he beat Keith Lee, but the point is, you all know what I mean. He hasn't looked great on Raw, and they got to get the title off him. But I'm going to take Samoa Joe. I'm just going to go what I think is kind of the obvious plan, and then maybe Kyle O'Reilly beats Samoa Joe for the title. I don't know. I feel like they got to make Kyle O'Reilly champion, like, ASAP. After that, we have Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's Championship. I have not seen anything of Dakota since she's been back. Gonzalez has looked impressive. She always looks good on takeovers. I feel like they should just have her retain the title because she hasn't had the title for very long. I know this is a long-term story, though, between the two of them. But I think Gonzalez should retain the title, personally. What about you, Jessi?
I completely agree. Sorry, the baby's doing a thing where she, like, for some reason. Yeah, no, I think she needs to retain. I don't think it's Dakota Kai's time quite yet. I mean, if she did win, I wouldn't be mad, but I just don't feel like it's her time quite yet.
Yeah, I agree. They've done a good job building Gonzalez, and I think there's a lot more she can do as the champion.
Yeah, completely agree.
After that, we have LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes, who will have Ted DiBiase in his corner. This is for the $1 Million Championship. If Grimes loses, DiBiase must become Knight's butler. Isn't Grimes already Knight's butler? So I guess they'd both be Knight's butlers. I don't know. Is this on you? Me. Yeah. Who do you got? LA Knight or Cameron Grimes for the $1 Million Championship?
I feel like that Stipp is setting up Grimes to lose, but I'm going to go Grimes winning because I just think you need to keep going with it because I think the Cameron Grimes story is working. So I'm going to go with that.
So you're going Cameron Grimes to win the $1 Million title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too, mainly just because I like Cameron Grimes more. Like, I mean, it's really not anything against really LA Knight either. I just like Cameron Grimes. I hope he's successful. I want him to win. Mainly when I watch NXT, Cameron Grimes loses, so I'd like for him to win. Yeah. So, pretty simple.
Oh, wow.
Don't think the $1 Million title really means anything.
True.
But, that's just where NXT's at, I guess. And then the main event, what I'm assuming will be the main event, we got a 2 out of 3 falls match. Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. Fall number 1 is a traditional wrestling match, which makes Kyle O'Reilly look kind of like a dweeb. Cool Kyle. You couldn't have thought of a cooler match type than a traditional wrestling match. Because they got to pick the stipulations, by the way. Kyle O'Reilly picked a traditional match. Adam Cole picked a street fight. And then William Regal picked a steel cage. So, we're going to have traditional wrestling, street fight, and then steel cage. That's, of course, assuming they go 1-1 and there needs to be a third fall. I feel like they got to go with Kyle. Adam Cole's either going to the main roster or AEW. So this is it for Adam Cole in NXT. Like, it has to be. So I feel like you got to stick with Kyle. Like, he's got to win. You got to have Kyle win the NXT title very soon after this. And you got to be off to the races with Kyle O'Reilly because you've been building him. and it's got to all be for something. And you're also going to need hooks for these people to stay in the company. Like, I know that might sound extreme to a lot of people listening right now, but you gotta, if you're a guy like Kyle O'Reilly and your contract is coming up anytime soon, you see the writing on the wall and you go, okay, like, I know AEW is going to want me. I know Ring of Honor is going to want me. I know MLW is going to want me. I know New Japan's going to want me. I know, name all these companies. They're all going to want me. I can make good money. I can go back on the indies and make good money. I can get all the merchandise, the full percentage of my merchandise again, and all this stuff. So the WWE is going to have to really start catering to really good indie workers that are in the company right now. Especially if they wind up losing Adam Cole. Like, if Adam Cole leaves the company and winds up in AEW, they really need to evaluate how they're treating guys like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and I mean, even guys like Walter and Dragunov and those kind of guys, because like they're gonna just keep leaving unless like they're given titles and big pushes and stories that really interest them, because why would you stay otherwise at this point? So, especially if you're a smaller guy, like if the company's only going to keep getting bigger and bigger, they're going back to football players and athletes from outside of wrestling that are big and under the age of 30. So if you're Kyle O'Reilly and you're 6 foot even or maybe shorter and pushing, I'm assuming probably in his early to mid 30s, you got to be like, you got to push me or I'm out. I mean, that's how I would look at it. So I got to go Kyle O'Reilly for all those reasons. And then as a fan of Adam Cole, the human being, I hope he does whatever is best for him and his family with the decision he makes. As a fan, selfishly, I really want him in AEW. So we'll see how all of this goes. But Jessi, you got Kyle O'Reilly or Adam Cole?
I agree with everything you said. I think it makes sense for Kyle O'Reilly to go over. I think Kyle O'Reilly needs to win. I think Adam Cole has done what he can in NXT. What his future holds, I don't really know. But I don't think that it involves NXT, and if it does, I'll be shocked. If Adam Cole wins this, I will be super duper shocked. I think this will be really fun. I think this is going to be one of those really good storytelling matches. I think they're going to absolutely just burn the house down. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to pick Kyle O'Reilly.
There you go. Good prediction, in my opinion. Right now, I am just getting everybody's name in the random generator. I got to make sure I got Corey on there 14 times, so give me a second, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can let them know what to do for the channel while I'm doing this, Jessi, I'll get it all set up.
Sure. Thank you so much to our chat. Our chat is like the best. We love you guys so much. Lots of really super cool, engaging conversation today. So thank you so much. We want more amazing, incredible people like yourself in the chat. So if you could, please do consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm out, and it helps the algorithm recommend this video to like-minded people like yourself. And we want more amazing like-minded people like you guys. So that would really, really help us out. If you can, too, leave a comment once this live stream is over. Leave a comment on the video. That helps, too. We need all the help we can get. We want more people subscribing. So thank you.
Yes, perfect. And the timing was perfect there, too. So what we're going to do right now is I have the names of the people who sent in super chats or that super chatted / mentioned Wrestle Rumble in the comments. We got Corey on there 14 times, Kenny on there 4 times, and Paul on there 3 times. I'm going to hit the random generator button here. The name that pops up is going to get a free entry for the WrestleRumble.com SummerSlam Pick'em contest. Top prize is $1,000. Second and third both get $100 each. And he's also going to wind up, the winner will also wind up getting a free entry for the belt giveaway for the Winged Eagle Championships. 3 full-size replicas in 3 different strap colors for first place, and second place will wind up getting 3 mini versions of those replica titles. So with that all said, let's pick a name right here. You know what? I'm going to throw your name on here also, Throwback. You support the channel a lot. I see you in here.
Yeah, Throwback.
I'll throw you in there last second. One for being in the chat here. So, if Throwback, you wind up winning that. That was the best luck of all time right here. Here we go. Who we got? Kenny, that bastard.
Oh, Kenny!
Kenny, you did it. So, I don't know if I have you on Twitter or not. If you're still in the chat, Kenny, please say your Twitter name in the chat. Me and Jessi will hang out here while I'm going over the sponsors. I might even have it already through Twitter. I just have to check. But Corey, you're still gonna win 2 entries for the belt raffle because that was from the last stream, so you're still getting those. And then Kenny's gonna get a Wrestle Rumble SummerSlam entry as well as a belt raffle entry. So I'm gonna hide this screen. Oh, Kenny, there we go. It says my evil reign continues. Yes, congratulations, Kenny. Make sure to shoot me your Twitter information. I'm looking on my Twitter too, but if you can throw your Twitter in the chat, that would be preferable. I'm gonna hide this from the viewers for just a second while I get the sponsors pulled up. Instagram. Thanks everybody for joining today, by the way. Like Jessi was saying, we really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, for real, for sure. We definitely appreciate it a lot, especially on a Thursday morning.
Yeah, especially because we're so random with our times and dates right now. So like anybody who's able to just jump in here last minute we really appreciate it. All right. So Kenny, still got a little bit more time while I get this sorted here. So please let us know what your Twitter is so I can make sure you get your free entries, or even if you want to put your email, but I don't know if you want that like. Oh, okay, he just sent it. I gotta get it on another screen. Hold on a second. Kenny. The 16 is not a space. Okay, so it's this, but not spaced. Let me just make sure I can find you real quick, Kenny, while I've got it all pulled up here. Okay, perfect. Kenny, I've got you pulled up. I will send you a direct message right after the show ends. All right, dude? Perfect. So, here are the sponsors for today. Music City Toys and Collectibles, the place to be for all wrestling memorabilia, whether it's action figures, DVDs, autographs, 8x10s, anything you think of for pro wrestling. Music City Toys and Collectibles have got you covered. And, you know, their retail location, 101 West Main Street in Watertown, Tennessee, WATERTOWN, 101 West Main Street in Watertown, Tennessee. They got not just wrestling stuff, they got MMA stuff, they've got other sports stuff. They've got comic book type stuff, Ninja Turtles, that type of stuff. But they really, really have a lot of great wrestling stuff. So check it out. Check out their new website at musiccitytoys.biz and follow them on all social media at Music City Toys. Shout out to my brother Brian Jensen. I just noticed the other day, well, actually my brother told me, Jade Cargill just liked a whole bunch of his Instagram posts apparently. So shout out to Jade. Huge fan of Jade if you happen to see this. And go train with my brother. That chick is in like incredibly good shape, Cargill. And she can get in even better shape by training with my brother. And so could you if you're listening to this. So he is Boxing ATL on Instagram, BOXING ATL on Instagram. He is a part owner of Steel Boxing and Athletics, a gym out of Atlanta, Georgia. He can help you reach your goals. If you want to learn how to get in better shape, throw hands, self-defense, if you want to compete at an amateur or pro level in any combat sport, or if you have any kind of neurological issue, if you got Parkinson's, MS, dystonia, anything like that, Brian is certified in a wide range to be able to help you with whatever you specifically need. So doesn't matter what your age is, doesn't matter what you weigh, doesn't matter what your background is or anything. Like he will set up a plan specifically for you and help you reach your goals. The best way to get in touch with him is to hit him up on Instagram at BoxingATL, BOXINGATL. And last but never least, as I mentioned before, over and over, WrestleRumble.com. Jump in, be a part of the Wrestle Rumble SummerSlam Pick'em contest. Top prize is $1,000 cash. Second and third both get $100 each. And there's also the $1 entries for the Winged Eagle Championship giveaway First place is going to get 3 full-sized Winged Eagle Championship belts with 3 different strap colors. The second place winner is going to get 3 mini versions of that title belt, or those 3 title belts, rather. Also, as always, make sure to subscribe to independentwrestling.tv. That's iwtv.live or independentwrestling.tv. Use code FIGHTTALK, FIGHTTALK, all one word with no space. Throw that in promo code SPOT. Help support the podcast. And you can follow me on Twitter at FightTalk _. That's right underneath me. And I'll have Jessi's pulled up here in just a second when she's talking about her stuff. So, Jessi, if you want people to know what you got going on, go for it.
Sure. Obviously, you can follow me on Twitter for all things live tweeting, wrestling, football coming up soon. It's 2 weeks away. Like, holy shit.
Getting shout outs from Bully Ray on the Twitter.
Right? Oh, that was wild. I was like, what the hell? When someone mentioned that, I was like, oh, dang, that's pretty cool. Even though I haven't done a reaction video in a while, but I may do one for Rampage. We shall see. Yeah, so that's where you can follow me. My Instagram is private. My Facebook is private, so I don't really, because I use those for family. So the only place really is either my Twitter or my OnlyFans. If you want to DM me, that's the place to go, is my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. My DMs have been broken. I haven't been able to send any messages for a few weeks, but I think they're starting to work, and I got to get in there because I want to answer them all at once. I don't want to go in and just answer a few because I don't want anyone to get left behind. So now's a great time to subscribe, onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. Help support my family directly. That's the best way. Other than subscribing to the YouTube channel and liking the videos and engaging here. And then you can use my Papa John's pizza code, Jessi25, for 25% off your entire Papa John's pizza order. It's almost football season, great pizza season. It's back to school season. Don't have time to cook dinner. You're still rushing, getting used to the schedule. Use my code Jessi25 and get 25% off your entire online order at papajohns.com.
It's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day that I know you and this person don't get along very well, and they didn't, and I told them to use your pizza code.
Great, that's so funny.
I saw they were looking to buy a pizza, and I was like, use code Jessi25, and they didn't know it had to do with you, but it was just yeah, just use the code, so maybe you got a little bit off that.
That's fun.
Kenny That Bastard with another super chat before we get out of here. Thank you, Kenny. Says, shocked I have won 2 raffles in a row. Mwahaha. That's an advantage of supporting the channel, Kenny. People who send us super chats and donations, we do what we can to try to give you some free stuff along the way. So we really appreciate that.
Yep, we appreciate you, Kenny. We appreciate Corey, Throwback, George, everybody. We all appreciate you.
Everybody. Very much so. As always, if you're into the stuff I do with Fightful, make sure to support them as well. FightfulSelect.com. I do the Weekender podcast every Sunday talking independent wrestling, pretty much the whole world outside of the WWE. But I do still talk some WWE stuff, 205 Live and NXT UK, and kind of the current state of those shows with what's going on with that. So, support Fightful Select. Sean Ross Sapp has, he's the go-to guy for news in the world of wrestling. He's always dropping stuff on there. Alex Pulowski's Sour Graps podcast, awesome show. So you get a lot of value there over at FightfulSelect.com. I'll be doing a live chat every Tuesday. We do the show with me and Doug at 10 p.m. Eastern. I think this week will probably be on time. I got to talk to him because I might be having my fantasy football draft that night, so we might start a little late. But yeah, I'm getting excited for fantasy football to come back. Getting ready for the NFL to be back. Shout out Dave and Buster, who's been killing it over there. Went back there yesterday and killed it again. Yes, my arms are sore from throwing so many balls yesterday. But
nice.
Yes, I'm about to go hit golf balls with my dad. He's going to be here in about 10 minutes. So yeah, you guys have a great day. Jessi, anything before we sign off?
Nope. Everyone enjoy SummerSlam. Have fun.
Yes, enjoy SummerSlam. Enjoy NXT TakeOver. Enjoy Rampage tomorrow night. CM Punk. Let's go.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back sometime soon. Just make sure you're subscribed right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Jessi the Buckeye, /Jessi Davin. And make sure you're following us on Twitter at FightTalk _ at Jessi the Buckeye, because we'll let you know when we're going live next.